My name is DC Carson. I'm a retired military officer and aviator. Now I do music. During my time serving, I learned many skills and I want to share them with you to help you become the best musician, producer, beat maker, artist, or whatever it is you like to excel. So join me in this series called Military Mindset to Making Music. All right, so folks, here's the thing that we're talking in this new space. We're talking about, I just dropped the new MPC 37, which I think is a great tool for a portable producer. Even if you just have a smaller place like an apartment or something like that. It's a phenomenal piece. But here's the thing, being a person who has a ton of old school stuff, MPC 3Ks, a 2K, MV8000 by Roland, as far as ASR 10, I've got some old stuff. Heck, I even got an old JV 1080 I bought way back in the 90s. Here's the thing about all these things and all the modernization, which again, I have modern MPCs 61 as well as the Live 2. Here's the thing. None of that is going to matter if your creativity is bottomed out. And I know a lot of people will like to, on their channels, they want to get into the technical things. That's not my channel. My channel, it says that military mindset. And because in the military, we have a mission, we have a goal, always. And we're always trying to accomplish something. And we have to make sure that all our inputs are together to create the output, to get the results that we want. What I see is a lot of people spend a lot of time debating, should I get this, should I get that? And this video is not to tell you whether you should get a 37, whether you should get the XSE. It's none of that. It's really more so to say they are phenomenal pieces and you can absolutely do some great, phenomenal things producing. The thing is, you got to get this headspace. It's always about that. You have to become a producer mindset. So what are you doing with that? So number one thing I'm going to tell you is that if you're constantly getting into like debates, online debates about, oh, you need this, oh, you get that. Do you realize that's just taking energy? Y'all realize you don't have unlimited energy all day? That you have ebbs and flows, and then once you get to a certain point, like there's studies that say you can only make so many decisions within a day before the quality of your decision making begins to degrade. And the more you practice making the decisions, the more you'll start realizing, all right, I gotta tap out. So for example, with me, if I realize that I'm starting to kind of have a low while I'm working on music, I'll just step out the studio, maybe do some push-ups, sit-ups, whatever it is. Not a whole lot of push-ups, I'm shoulder up. From all over 25 years of military service. We're just under 24, I'm just under 25. But you have to be able to make the decision. So all these going back and forth, that takes emotional energy. What I suggest is that's the first thing that you gotta pump your brakes on, which is getting into things that are energy vampires. Useless debates, people gonna have whatever there is, you're not gonna change their mind. And really, you need to have an approach of when you're having discussions with people is that, do they want to believe or have it, or they don't want to? If they don't care, why are you having a discussion with it? If they're not going to change their mind no matter what, let's avoid that. The second thing I want you to say is that get a piece of gear and learn how to use it. Like really, get a piece of gear. I don't care what it is. It can be an SP404 Mark II, which I have. Phenomenal piece. Absolutely, it's got some punch and kick to it. If that's what you don't rock with, cool, do it. If you want to get your MPC 1. Heck, if you just want to go on the computer, use Fruity Loops, all that kind of stuff, do it. But whatever it is, pick it and be consistent with it. Most of y'all are not getting the results. It's not because you don't have the right gear. It's the lack of consistency of continually to do it. It takes 30 days. They say 21 days. I really would say it's about 30 days to develop a new habit and that you get used to doing that. I will sit here and tell you, but it only takes one day to go back to an old habit. So that's why I'm saying you have to make sure that you are getting in there, learning what you have, because sometimes once you start learning, you don't know what you don't know. I was a young helicopter pilot. I didn't know what I didn't know. Only thing I knew is I wanted to get up in the air, fly around, do great things, all that good stuff. But then the more I began to fly and get hundreds of hours in the cockpit, then I began to be more comfortable and go, okay, I see why this is an advantageous thing, but I see I don't really like that over there, that system. And so again, you start learning, and then you start being around. Once you step up to another level of producers that you're around, you start finding out the things that you don't know. And then you can say, okay, well, you know what, this is cool, but I see there's a feature I want. So for example, for me, when I am making beats, I have to have something where I can do micro nudges. Basically, you know how you do your kick, like boom, pat, boom, pat. You know, you have your kick on the 1 and the 3, your snare on the 2 and the 4, and your hi-hat on 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to have the ability to be able to move my snare, move things around. So Cubase allows me to do that. MPCs, obviously phenomenal. You just turn off your grid and then you can use nudge and scoot stuff around. That's important to me because that's gonna give you the groove. If you don't have that, then everything's gonna be locked in, which I know a lot of current music has a lot of locked in where you want it to be right on it, but it won't give it that groove, those things that you look for. James Brown is never on it, but that groove, that feel, that human part of it, which is a lot of times that's what people are searching for when they do the quantizing. They're searching for that human feel. Well, if you're always putting your notes on the grid, then that's what's gonna happen. So anyway, we'll come back over to that and say it's that you gotta get to it, something and stick to it. Then you find out the things that you like and you don't like. I don't use a whole lot of quantization, but I do like the ability to move stuff around if I play a sour note or something like that. I would say the third thing is that you gotta have a working space. And that means that you need to have something that's ergonomic. Just the space that you're in, it needs to be clean, cluttered, something that calls you to be creative. It doesn't need to be, let's say, in a common way where people are constantly going back and forth because you get distractions. Some place where you can zone in, get in the zone of it as a producer and just start cranking out great music. Just start going forward. But then it also means there's a headspace that you gotta get in. Like what are like for example, some of you are working 9 to 5 jobs, 8 to 5 jobs. So if you wait to the end of the day to start producing, more than likely, you're not gonna really have the energy. You're gonna be burnt out, tired. Again, that whole decision making, it starts to go down. But even if you treated yourself to 30 minutes getting up early, and let's say getting in there and working on some stuff, that could be beneficial to you. But again, you have to have that place where the place to create, we'll call it that. So those are 3 points. I like to do stuff from a military mindset where it's bottom line up front. Hey, here it is, here. Those are your 3 points. But I will sit back, again, title being MPC, but it really is more so of an in-depth of, because that's a common piece of gear that we use, it really is you making a decision to kind of just get that one piece of gear, having the right space, and just working it. You want to get a 37? I'm not going to tell you to get a 2 or not to get a 37. I particularly like the 61, most powerful MPC that's out there, and it's a wonderful product, but you don't have to use it. You can use whatever it is that you want. Well, anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. This is DC Carson, and hey, with the military mindset, if y'all like this, please like, subscribe, tell me what you think, and if you have any questions, you can follow me on DC Carson Music, Instagram, drop me a DM. Hey, we'll have a conversation, but please share, like, and I appreciate you guys' support. Let me know how you like this video down in the comments.